Welcome to Myrtle Beach Eats and Beyond, the show where a local foodie, that's me, attempts to parlay a passion for delicious eats into a useful video guide for other locals and tourists attempting to answer the age-old question, where should we eat in Myrtle Beach? Don't worry, I've got you covered. With me on this journey are my three progeny, that's them, who also love to experience new eating emporiums, raising them up right. We'll also be exploring fun, family-friendly activities and showing you the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, the lowdowns and hoedowns of where to shop, play, stop, and stay. If you're lucky, I might even cook for you. And if that's not enough to convince you to subscribe, just know that once a week, I am completely wrecking my diet to bring you this content. Now, I'm not saying that you should feel guilty about that in any way, but I'm just saying you should subscribe. In this episode of Myrtle Beach Eats and Beyond, we're having our sandwich tower and eating it too, while we explore the wonderful menu at McAlister's Deli. McAlister's is a chain restaurant with locations in 29 states at the time of this filming, including 25 locations in the state of South Carolina, 6 of those being in and around the greater Myrtle Beach area. As a northern native, I grew up in Panera country and had never heard of McAlister's until I packed the kidlets up one day, hightailed it to Myrtle Beach, and started driving by several locations on a regular basis. Now, I'll be completely honest. I've never been much of a deli kind of gal, and after being married a dozen years to someone who daily consumed only 2 food groups, ham and cheese, I had zero interest in inviting any kind of sliced meat back into my life. We drove by 3 different locations repeatedly for at least a year before I looked over one day while stuck at a traffic light and thought to myself, they actually have great curb appeal. I wonder what their menu is like. Famous last words, but don't make the same mistake I did by waiting so long to try them out. After perusing their menu online, I realized with a guilty gulp that I'd let my own preconceived notions come in between me and the delicious food I could have been gulping down instead. Now, I know what you're thinking based on this footage, but you'd be wrong. Let me explain.
Let me explain. No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
The last time we showed up at McAlister's hoping to score a solitary sweet tea for sipping on the way home, it was noontime on a Tuesday, and the line to order stretched all the way from the counter, out the front door, and several persons deep onto the sidewalk. That's why when I wanted to film, we showed up at 10:45 a.m. so we could have the entire place to ourselves. Oh yes, my friends, Mama don't play when I have to feed my hungry cubs. There are so many ways to order at McAlister's, which is something I really enjoy. Want to order online for pickup to bring back home? They got you. Want to order from the app for grab and go while you're on the go and not near the computer? They got you. Want to call in your order to be ready when you get there? They got you. Want to sit down at a table and peruse a hard copy of the menu for ordering at your leisure? They got you. Want to check out the overhead menu and chat with the cashier up front? Oh, they got you. Want to take your time ordering on the app, customize all your menu options, tally up your total, earn points for later redemption, and have your food delivered to the table, all while incurring as little human interaction as possible? Well, my friends, they got you there too. And just remember, if you feel like being sociable, or the app somehow malfunctions and forces you to order at the counter, you can always scan your receipt into the app later to collect and store your points. Say it with me, everybody. They got you. Now, let's talk about the food. Look at all the sides I got. If you've been on my channel for any length of time, you'll know that we are a 90% healthy kind of family and we love salad and veg. McAlister's has so many scrumptious salads to choose from, I couldn't actually choose. And even though sandwiches don't make their way into my life too often, I was itching to try some of these taste combinations. Luckily, I didn't have to choose because McAlister's offers a pick 2 option on the menu, allowing me to combine a half salad with a half a sandwich, times 2, which means more variety for you to witness. Just look at these beauties. We went with a Savannah chopped salad, mixed field greens, high in vitamin A, with grilled chicken, dried cranberries, gorgonzola, honey roasted almonds, tomato, and cucumber. The greens were fresh and crisp, the chicken was tender and moist, and the almonds added just the right amount of crunch. I let the kiddos devour the grilled chicken salad we ordered. It had more of that tender grilled chicken, perfectly sliced into mouth-sized morsels, crispy bacon, delightful cheddar jack cheese, tomato and cucumber, plus their favorite croutons. On a previous visit, Son and I both demolished an entire salad individually, so I can tell you that the portions of a full salad are just right. Big enough to satisfy a hungry belly that's been fasting all morning through church, or big enough to split into 2 portions to enjoy for both lunch and dinner. For sandwiches, we sampled our first ever Reuben, a delicious hit times 3. Or if you count Mama, but I think I might have tried a Reuben one other time in my life. The orange cranberry club was amazing. I would have eaten it all, but I had to share. It gave me Thanksgiving sandwich vibes with the sweetness of the orange and the pop of the cranberry. I might have to Uber Eats another order for myself one night after the littles go to sleep. Shh. McAlister's also has a ton of side options, and I wanted to try as many as possible. Luckily, they are all reasonably priced, so I was able to order a small horde for the table. The broccoli was steamed to perfection with a not too subtle saltiness. The mac and cheese was tender and creamy, not at all mushy as some mac and cheeses can get. It even had these lovely little browned edges left over from baking, my favorite part. The tomato and cucumber salad includes 2 of my favorites marinated together with a light, lip-smacking dressing. Mwah! The fruit cup was lovely, but in retrospect, probably a little too small for my little fruit hounds. Next time I'll have to order way more. We also tried a small cup of broccoli cheddar soup, which was perfectly seasoned, perfectly smooth, and luckily arrived with 2 packages of crackers, so the children didn't have to brawl it out over who got the crunch factor. And the sweet tea. Well, let me just say we normally stick with water, but this tea is so yummy. Well, Mama's willing to break her own rule for a sip. And if all that is not quite enough to get you in to snack on a salad, slurp on a soup, or smack down a sandwich, I'll just tell you, they also have cake. Where are you going? I didn't even get to tell you about the loaded baked potatoes yet. They're the size of your head. Come back. It's like the size of my head. It's massive. It's a big potato. All right. Never mind. Enjoy. We'll talk later. Meet me here next week for another great eats.
I love McAlister's. It's the best place ever. She says that about every place. Whatever.
She does say that about every place. She loves everywhere we go.